already know me. I'm Janice Richmond, the Director of Marketing and Education at Capensys. And welcome to our discussion around the recently announced strategic partnership between Capensys and Wilson Allen. And I'm here with Norm Mullock, VP of Strategy at Wilson Allen. Hi, Norm.
Hello.
And Sue Fassfield, our Founding Director at Capensys, and John Asher, Director of Training and Security at Capensys.
Hello.
And we're really excited about this partnership and the many benefits that will result from this collaboration between the leading technology integration consultants and the leading training partner in the legal and financial services sector. So we're going to discuss the details of this partnership and the implications for our clients, and we're going to do it through interviewing. So first I'm going to ask John and Norm a question. And we'll start with John. So John, how will this partnership benefit the Capensys and Wilson Allen clients?
Thanks, Janice. To us, a technology project is really only a success when it's well conceived, planned, and implemented, and when the users fully adopt the new system. And that last step, the user adoption, really only happens when the training and support is equally well conceived and planned and implemented. Capensys is going to work closely with the Wilson Allen team from the outset of every project, so we can ensure that the user experience is incorporated into every step. We can make training and support a key component of success rather than just an afterthought. Also, our clients will benefit from the added expertise of Wilson Allen in information governance, artificial intelligence, CRM, financial systems, intake and conflicts. There's a wide range of applications that they bring to the table. So our clients can look to us for guidance on the full spectrum of their technology systems and know that every step of the project, from the first meeting to the post-rollout support, will be in the hands of experts with the same goal of client success.
So Norm, you want to add to that?
Sure, couldn't agree more. Our mission at Wilson is relatively simple. It's about making our customers' IT projects successful, whether that be on third-party applications or our own. And one of the keys to a successful project is change management, not just a big bang training exercise at the end, but a holistic program of training and coaching and knowledge reinforcement, documentation, all of those pieces. And it's becoming more and more challenging for some reasons that we'll get into later, but that's getting harder and harder for folks to deliver on. And trying to put this on at the end of a project is just sort of a tag on. It makes no sense. It risks poor communication, awkward transitions, misalignment of goals. We heard a session earlier today about the keys in getting influencers and sponsors pulled in at the right time. They need to be involved in training too. So taking a more holistic approach to change management, informed by the upfront understanding of what clients are determining as successful for their projects, what the criteria for that success is, and working together in that way, I think leads to a much more likely successful project. Another big area that we're seeing is just an explosion of pent-up training demand. The proliferation of applications, the complexity of new technologies, formal processes, things like information governance, security, and privacy. We had a session earlier today, yesterday, I guess it was, on the privacy laws in California, data governance, master data architecture. We had a session earlier today on AI and machine learning and data science, and how far do you extend that to end users, process improvement, workflows. All of these things are underserved in the market right now in terms of formal and proper training and change management. We expect an explosion in CRM adoption, CRM technologies, not just the core CRM, but things like ERM and marketing automation, and even our own product, Performa Tracker, has it's a mission critical application. It requires adoption for firms to get the value out of it that they're expecting. So And we have all of the expertise in these applications. We just don't have the experience in designing formal curricula. So this alliance helps offer that.
All right, perfect, because this dovetails right into the second question I have for Sue and Norm. So how does this partnership strengthen your combined offering to the legal and financial services sectors?
Well, for us, it fills a gap that our clients see in a project whole product, if you will. So, we've got the software and services and expertise to help firms with their projects, really drive an enhancement to their business performance. Capensys has this blended offering that they'll talk about in more detail about software training, services, technology. When we pull all this together into a logical and integrated approach to projects, we'll have an unrivaled end-to-end solution for the client.
Yeah, from our point of view, from the training point of view, this really works well, because it means that from the initial planning of the implementation to the final post-rollout support, all the activities are coordinated and integrated so that the whole team understands the business goals. The whole team, including the training team, understands the business goals and how the original system has been designed to deliver them. So the whole team is working towards exactly the same goal. So the really important thing for the client is that nothing is lost between the design of the original system and the delivery of the training.
Great. Well, John and Norm, how do you see this improving user adoption for our clients?
From my perspective, users adopt technology when they see value. And that in law firms can be very individualized decisions, right? It's not always a corporate decision, but rather professionals making their own decisions as to whether they see value. So I think the aligning the training change management with the way that people work, tailoring it to personas, helping people think about what are the key steps in each of the aspects of what they're trying to do with their software, and then rendering back that just in time, or that the training that meets their needs is a really big deal. And we have the expertise to help people use the data and software more effectively. We're good at identifying pain points as it relates to projects and rollout plans. We work with a lot of stakeholders across diverse practice groups for these sorts of projects, and we tailor the software solution accordingly. The next step then is I think that missing link.
Yeah, I agree. So what we'll do in this relationship is take that in-depth understanding of the client workflows that Wilson Allen will have generated and create training personas from those. And we use those personas really to drive our change management and the training initiatives. We always hear users saying and thinking, what's in it for me, right? If a new software application is rolling down the pike at your firm, you want to know what's in it for you. So using those personas, we target these different users with tailored videos and informational communication messages. We offer a blend of training so that each user can get what they need and not what they don't need. And our tools and our content pinpoint that learning to each individual. The result of that is that from start to finish, all of the training and the support and the change management ties in with the business goals and the user goals, and the result is much higher user adoption, straight up.
Great. Well, Sue and John, can you elaborate a little bit more about how Capensys typically delivers training?
Yes. Well, first of all, we take time to get to know our clients, and particularly their business goals and their firm culture, because we believe wholeheartedly that blended training is the way to go. And we know from many years of experience that it results in the highest user adoption. So that's why we have over the years worked towards perfecting the many delivery options that we provide for our clients. So those include any type of training, online learning, marketing videos, classroom and webinar materials, quick reference guides, and of course the learning management system, and of course instructor-led training and support. And then to follow on from the training, so you just don't leave people hanging, we offer our clients post-training support tool, just-in-time support tools, and that becomes a very important part of their user adoption strategy. But we work with each client to identify the best blend for them, which aligns with their culture and of course aligns with their budget to meet their objectives.
Thanks, Sue. And from a nuts and bolts on the ground perspective, because it's the team that I oversee, we take full responsibility for the implementation of the training plan. So we identify the project goals so that we can measure our success and make any necessary adjustments. We oversee the change management and the Marcom activities. We author the training materials. We source, we vet, we prepare the trainers, and we manage their coverage for each phase of the rollout. We've done this long enough, and I actually was in-house at a number of law firms and managed training projects myself. We understand that a technology implementation is a huge undertaking for our clients. So we make it our responsibility to own the training and support elements. It's on us.
Great. So this question is for Sue and Norm, and with the Alliance now, what applications will we be covering?
Might be better to ask which ones we're not. You know, we talked about pent-up demand, and you know, there really is an explosion of applications that people are using. You know, Wilson has spent a lot of time over the last couple of years talking about the client matter lifecycle. You know, we did the Stanton Allen merger a couple of years ago to facilitate bringing the expertise that we have in the PMS realm and the doing of the work realm to the business development side of things. You're seeing on the business development side of things, you're seeing, you know, the CRM area, you see the ERM, you see the marketing automation, you see things like so, you know, legacy systems, new systems. You see all of the intake and conflicts on the business acceptance side of things. You've got, of course, Elite and Aderant and Intap products, whether for much of that life cycle. Peppermint and Contactease and Legal 360, core Microsoft Dynamics and Salesforce. You may have heard a couple of sessions where we talked about client feedback and talking about running a good client feedback program and incorporating that data back into the rest of the ecosystem. So along that entire continuum, there are all sorts of different applications that people are looking to implement and to integrate with other systems, and having the wherewithal not just to train and manage change for the individual project being implemented, but then extending it to the implications of change that may happen elsewhere in the ecosystem is a really big deal. Our software, Proforma Tracker, and the legacy BI products of Ideate and LawDrill, there are very real training components there. Proforma Tracker, as I said, is a mission critical application that requires the lawyer adoption in order to really get the most of the bang for the buck. And in the COVID work from home days, training is shifting around. So it's not even solving training once for each of these applications. So there's a ton of moving pieces and a ton of content opportunities. The last thing I'll mention is the investment, the heavy investment that Wilson has made in Microsoft. We believe that Microsoft is well on its way to being ubiquitous across much of the firm's ecosystem. Capensys already has deep expertise in a number of Microsoft applications that Sue will touch on. We've invested very heavily in helping firms on the AI, cognitive services, machine learning, and Power BI, whether it be desktop or Azure based, and Microsoft has content, standard content programs for things like a dashboard in a day, AI in a day, that are partner-led training offerings that we're working with them on to help tailor those training sessions to be specifically legal focused. And so bringing this expertise that Capensys has for developing that sort of content, that sort of curricula, I think is going to be really helpful to our mutual customers.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's been very interesting since we started 10 years ago. As Norm says, we cover most legal applications, and we have been doing that for 10 years. But what we've been doing as a team has been very exciting because we spend our time thinking about how best to train users. How are they really going to understand how to use the system productively? And we lighted on the theme of using always workflow-based training, scenario-based training, allowing users to see in the context of how they work, how they can use the applications, and that's made a massive difference. So the applications for which we write training is not just training, it's thinking about how to apply them in a law firm or in a financial organization. And we cover, as Norm said, we cover all the Microsoft Office suite, Teams, and document management in most flavors. And we cover automation software, the DocsCore, the Litera, and the Big Hand products, and the normal legal applications like WorkShare and Compare Docs and PDFing. We cover everything really, and we're very thrilled with this Wilson Allen partnership to be able now to offer in-depth training on Elite, 3E, and Intab, all the various different products on Adherent and Chrome River, etc. So now we're able to provide a 360-degree coverage for most legal applications.
Wow. So John and Sue, can you take out your crystal ball and tell us what you see as the future of training?
Well, I'll take that. I mean, there's several things John will talk about, but the big thing that's happened recently is the explosion in remote training. So you can see what's happening as a result of firms continuing to work from home and the workforce being so much more dispersed. We expect remote training not just to be fly-by-night, flash in the pan, but to be here to stay. So it'll become the default rather than the exception going forward. And it's been great to see that firms are really beginning to fully embrace this seismic shift by trying to understand how to do it properly, how to make it interactive, how to make it engaging, and how to make the training stick. So we recently did a webinar about 2 months ago on best practices for remote training. We had so many people register. There were 360 people who registered. So you can see that people are very, very actively trying to do this properly, not just for the trainers, but also to accustom the users to how to take advantage of remote training. And so you can see that webinar, it's recorded on our website, but also this week was a fabulous session done by Rachel Baden and Kendall Blue on being prepared to reach a remote audience. So do look for that. I think that'll be a recorded ILTA session. There were some great guidelines included in that session.
Yeah, I agree. I would just add that we also see with remote training, we also see users becoming more self-sufficient.
Oh, yeah.
So they want to get answers, learn new skills when the need arises, and then just get back to work. So that's why we recently introduced the White Glove Productivity Pack, which helps firms provide just-in-time support options for their users. This consists of 3 unique Capensys tools. The first is the Pathfinder. That's been around for a while. It creates personal learning plans targeted specifically to each user's own workflows and their individual skill levels. You can imagine that that's especially appealing to attorneys who often feel that generic training doesn't apply to them because they work differently. Each person has their own way of doing things. Our second tool is called Quick Learn, And that offers personalized, just-in-time coaching to answer those "how do I" questions. And users can either look at a quick reference guide, watch a video, or they can receive step-by-step guidance within the live application, and that's the new one. That's Leah Live, which is the third tool. That provides just-in-time support while you're working within the live application. So Leah Live guides you through the steps needed to perform that task that you're not sure about, so you can effectively get the job done while you're learning about it. And all three of those together are what we call the white glove productivity pack. They really help law firms address the need for users to be more self-sufficient and get answers on the go while they're working.
Great. Anything else anybody want to add?
Just on that note, actually, you think about what John just went through as it relates, to our own Performa Tracker platform as an example. So you think about the personal learning plans, you think about the just-in-time support and the live in application support. And for the folks who are concerned about how do I get my lawyers to behave differently, change the way they behave, embrace change as you're implementing a new pre-billing solution, you start to get a sense that actually, okay, if the product addresses the different workflows and the different personas, and you can marry your training to the different workflows and the different personas, well, then it probably is going to be a much less scary, much less off-putting environment for most lawyers.
Yeah. Well, we have a little, we have some time. Do anybody have a question? Anybody in our audience have a question? Right, well, I think that about sums up our alliance and the benefits for the clients. And also, if this is going to be recorded, so you can always go to our website to get the recording. And if you want more information or to just chat with us, you can go to the Wilson Allen booth at ILTA On and just come to our website and send us an email so we can, find out what it is that you need for your goals this year and how we can support you. And we really look forward to seeing you in our.
We're very excited about the Wilson Allen
partnership.
It'll work really well. So
Thank you.
thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.